If you saw in the last video I did with the Superior Spell Sword, there's a guy that looks a lot like Furyion in the video. Well, let me tell you, it ain't somebody cosplaying Fury. I actually got him back. And I'm not sure how. I was just messing around one day and I decided, hey, let me try and log into this account. I want to see the band message again for fun. And to my surprise, it actually had logged in. I didn't send any more things to support or anything. It just started working again. And obviously I'm not going to say anything, but I have him back and I have all my expert accounts back. So we're going to do a little bit of merching in Epona today. And I grabbed a few things before I got banned, like this nice effect set, and a few other things I'll show you once I'm in game. Alright, so we only have 240,000 gold, because I bought a few things. We got a Cold Morty helm, some random crappy jewelry, not that important. Still have tons of fashion that I need to sell, nothing good. I got pink frostbite barding, that should get some good money. Tons of consumables. I bought a bunch of chests for 30 grand per on double plat. I figure I could just wait a tiny bit, sell them for 35-40. Price is already starting to go up. I still got these chests from a while ago. 500 bounty pledges, a 6% health kite. We can do some stuff with that. But let's see if there's anything we could pick up for 200 grand and maybe do something with. And 2,253 items. I swear Epona's getting more popular by the day, and I don't know how. It's not like that much is happening in this game. I guess everyone's tired of their dead worlds. But with this many items, it's gonna be hard to make money selling stuff. I really like that ring. Can't afford it though, and I don't know if it's a good deal or not. I guess Bloodthorn rings kinda overtake him though, since it has pummel and ability and stat points. Landrick's gonna be pretty much worthless here. Sigils seem like they're cheap here. I guess that's the plat buyer thing. Yeah, on lug they're like 8 grand each. Sometimes more. What? 500 grand to 900 grand for a 100% bore? Damn, if I had the money. So this thing's a pretty OP for leveling up alts. I think it would be a good investment. Even before, I remember Mythic Stabs going for 1 million here. Why is everything so cheap? Did people buy like 100,000 of these new chests? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. It is Epona. People will think, oh, Landrick's gonna make me so much money. And then everyone has it. Just like Hunter. Just like Frostguard. When they bring these things back, they never think about what can happen. Like when they brought back Dark Flame armor, I predicted that it would drop really far in price. They said it wouldn't. Guess what happened? Terrible bracelet. Vit is useless. Frostbite is pretty useless. Ice magic, eh. Ice blast, eh. I would just wear a tower ring. Much, much cheaper. Doesn't take up a brace slot either. Rip off. Kind of hard to find stuff that's worth the price here. Like this, I think that's good. I'm buying it. Because it's a very fast weapon, pretty good for low level alts. And I think it's blue too. I knew these support braces sucked. I'm glad people agree with me. In the beta, I recommended that they add direct boosts to the support braces, just like how different rings and such have, like Firebolt plus 800. It could just be Ward plus 200. That would make it a nice bracelet. And I'm not saying that it's a bad bracelet in general. It's that it's not as powerful as the DPS equivalents. And no one seemed to agree with me on that. And I am not sure why. All support mages can do is just stack magic and focus, and that's it. There's no nice gear. You can already 50 skills with swap, and I don't see the point. Well, we found one item so far. I see the bounties are going for about 2 grand per. Somehow, some people are still selling chests for 30 grand each. That won't last long. Who would pay 4 million for that? That's a better deal. I don't have anything on Aeron. Won't sell. I wonder if combos were always 8 grand each. I feel like that's low. $6.9 grand each, okay? We'll keep that in mind. We also gotta have enough money to list our stuff, though. And hopefully they don't have that many combos sitting in their backpack. Because they could have like 200 and just keep listing them every single time I buy them. I can't buy them out. Now, I'm not rich enough. It was one of my favorite tactics on Lug, though. This guy got fed up with me selling XPs for 4 to 5 grand per. He started listing them for 2 to 3 grand per so that I wouldn't sell mine. So you know what I did? I just bought them all. He ran out pretty fast and just lost a ton of money. One of my favorite moments. He was so wrapped up in trying to mess with me that he just screwed himself over. That's too much. Well, at least even if everything is a ripoff here, you can find whatever you're looking for on Epona. There's so many items, you just have such a great chance of finding what you need. Man, I wonder what Landrick was worth before this. Well, folks, nothing is safe now. Yeah, it's Dex though. Strength is a lot more important these days because of barras. I love Bastion Helm, it's double health. Too bad they're so rare or overpriced. $7 grand per. Guess we could forget about those combos. Alright, let's see. This is 75 grand in the shop. If I remember right. Yeah, we'll make money on that. Should sell the shop for 2.5 grand more. People always forget the prices on Lux and things like Opal weapons. On a world like Epona, I don't see a point to buy gear for damage, because as long as you have the right gear, you can just boss and dice anyway. The only point where it's worth buying OP gear is maybe the absolute end game for PvP. You having good gear or not does not make a difference in the boss dying, because you have so many people on Epona. Even with things like Dino, you could just rush everything with enough numbers and win. This was my old little tactic on Lug too. I didn't buy things unless it was dirt cheap. I would show up in the absolute worst gear possible. And people might say, hey, that's a little selfish, but it was what it was. No one ever made a rule to ban that. And on Epona, apparently they do have some kind of rules, like you can only boss if you have certain gear at the minimum. But that requirement's pretty low, and it usually doesn't include jewelry. So you can roll up with probably like what's that? Dreadbone Ice Ammy. Those were actually good at one point. 40 focus, 100 ice magic. Before they came out with the Yule Ammies in 2013, casters had nothing. I remember having to decide between that or a Spectral Ammy because of the 40 rejuve. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, but ice magic instead. As we start to get to the first pages, there probably isn't going to be anything except for maybe long bids that we could snipe, but I doubt that. Alright, this we can shop sell for 4 grand. It's only 1 grand, so we can just toss that bid. We don't have to worry about not affording things. This we could bid on. This fish sell for 100 each. Good knife, bad price. It's fun merging in worlds where I have no idea what I'm doing. Just have to use logic and compare prices to other prices. This is over shop sale, so we can't make any money on that. It's probably gonna take a while to sell. We're also banking on the fact that people might not look through this many items. Maybe something's forgotten. People here are more desperate for money than other worlds, so they might just look through. It's the problem with having items and gold stretched so thin across so many people. Especially when the rich are super rich. I have a bad feeling this thing's going to cost 200,000 gold. I'm not going to be able to afford it. I really hope not. But I guess I have things I could sell if that's a problem. I mean, these might be good for PvP. Probably not. I had a majestic one I sold for 500 grand once. Too much. I'm waiting to see like a Void Bane Strength Spear. That will go for a ton. But I guess people will keep something that OP. I Pirate stuff's always fallen, not worth buying unless it's dirt cheap. Pretty hard to sell too. I like how I could spend like 15 minutes looking through this entire list and only take 2 to list my stuff, if that. Kinda why I don't merch much on Epona. I just log in, bulk buy a bunch of chests, log out, wait, then list them like weeks or months later. Or do extras. But somebody's gotta show people how it's done. These charms are real nice. I would not pay 5 million though. Rather use a Bloodthorn charm. Oh, chests, okay. Does this have a bid on it? Yep, it's fake. Three, 2, 1. Now I gotta check what's at the end of the list, just in case. A lot of items probably ended too. I remember seeing that Ice Blast ring. Alright, we gotta pick up our stuff now. I gotta check what room that was. It kind of flashed in and out too quickly. Oh, it's these weird camo-only brooms. On Lug, I only remember seeing Majestic and Divine, and both of those have regen and camo. But Shrouded and I think the other one's called Ebullient, those ones only have one or the other. And apparently they're only sold for like the first few days maybe of the event. Oh god, okay. So gotta click past this guy somehow. Go to our ring. Alright, so 75 times 2 be 35 grand. What did I pay? 35 grand? Yeah, alright, maybe my guess is a little bit off, but we can still make money on it. That's cool. This helmet, I want to sell it for this much. It seems high compared to other helmets, but it's damage. Come on. Oh, there goes all my money. I should have been more smart about that. Sometimes I forget that I'm poor. This should definitely sell. We'll throw this back in there for, I guess, 50 grand. And we'll do these old chests since nobody's listing them. Let's see. Let's go for 40 grand per. Maybe someone will think that's a good deal when it really isn't. Someone outbid me? I'm gonna play a real good tactic here. Give me 5 seconds. I'll show you how it's done. Alright. Few bids. So we know that these sell for 300 gold, right? This is really evil. I will make 1 gold just to screw people over. No person in their right mind would bid it on that, because they'd have to pay more than it sells to the shop for. Every penny counts. Anyway, there ain't much more we could do here. Waiting around for castle shouts won't do much. We could shout ourselves since we are level 5. But with other people selling chests for dirt cheap and elixirs being so common, that's not a good idea. So we're gonna go for now and continue exporting, continue merching as usual. So if you see me, you can say hi if you want. But I probably won't be here that much. Maybe next time I can do some other worlds, we'll see. But until then, we're out.